another 15, I guess cleanly 14 and a half hour workday done, which means an hour low quality production video. Today was focusing mostly on preparing for ML specifically, and the coding part, so code base will be in C++ largely, which I have zero experience, so I spent last 3 hours reading the C++ manual, which is absolute horror book. The things which are doing there, they absolutely give me anxiety. It's I think I broke into sweat like 3 times while reading it. But the speed is really bad, so I got through 367 pages in like uh, I think 2 hours 50 minutes, which is the average of about 370 if I take the average of the page words per minute, which is above average, but still pretty pathetic considering that I practice speed typing. So I guess at some point we'll have to work more on that. That's the last 3 hours. Before that, I've been doing ML. Very slow progress in ML. I've been putting all the work I can. So really, from the standpoint of how I played it, it's near perfect. Uh, from the point of where I am compared to the average level in the company, that's stupid discrepancy. Stupid discrepancy. Yesterday was mostly just on general math and the coding. Well, I made like a thing, give thing for scraping exchanges, which probably will greatly increase my chances. Because I will immediately provide value. It's all about just figuring out how to cut the tails, because hiring me would be tails no matter what, from a decision making standpoint. So I have to figure out how to cut them, potentially proposing closures and agreement for uh, ability of immediate termination of the term, potentially negative bonuses. Maybe I don't really care for that. I mean, I will work 14 hours a day until the end of my life. So it doesn't really matter. I will outperform any expectations, outwork any expectations, which will lead to eventual outperformance. Um, so it's really not a loss for me, except for in the short term, if that would be a deciding factor. So I have to figure out how to push that in a way that would not diminish the perceived value of me. Right, so very little days left. Tomorrow, I think I will wrap up with ML, just finish reading all their papers, finish studying all the general oral things which I could find and compile, which is not to be close to be enough, but that's all I have time for. And then I think one day before it, I will spend time with just grinding the high correlation thing with performance and quantity reviews. I will just find like transcripts of tasks which are given on some of the largest quant forms, and we'll just go one by one by one by one. If I spend enough hours, and I think it will be enough. Also, we'll just like recordings of a screen and watching later. And then I convinced a hedge fund friend to give me mock interviews. I think I'm well prepared. So from a strategic standpoint, that should be good, and I think it's within 80-85% of optimal what I could be doing. Of course, there are some misplaced, but it's difficult to fix. Behavioral including, for example, I spent too much time on the start of the day today as one big problem. So I spent 53 minutes to get to fully working position. So that includes sport, and then the cold shower, all preparation, all the everything. But that's too much. It could be done smaller, because the cardio, necessary cardio, is 17 minutes per day to optimize the performance. Cold shower optimal between 3 and 5 minutes. Closer to 5 is better because it's not. The tests were done on the baths with full immersion, so 5 minutes is more likely to optimize the performance. But if you go above that in any transitional states, they just add to the time spent without adding much to the productivity value. So that has to be minimized, and I think I will at some point spend more time developing the systems for trying to breathe, developing systems for tracking the performance and like do a little gamification to easily track the um, time I'm spending on exact parts of interval. But I think the biggest actually error I made today is was intaking caffeine in usual quantity, which is between I think 130 to 180 milligrams, which is inside the norm. But the problem is that caffeine it kind of narrows your attention, uh, which is a great thing if you just need to do a work which you know how to do, right? You just need to repeat. So normally that works great. But today I needed to do work which I had no clue how to do, which is again figuring out the ML algorithms in different formats which I've never even like heard of, the RL algorithms more specifically. And having been caffeinated to a high degree, I think lost me. I would think between 50 and 70 minutes flat. Like I think it really diminished the learning by a huge degree. And then again, there are also studies of the short-term memory is basically like a RAM thing, and there's a degree of control which you have over it with additional dopamine. And so the people with low dopamine, if you increase dopamine for them, they're able to store like an additional digit or two in the mind. But if you overflow body with dopamine, the attention span again is just diminished. There's too much. So it's more difficult to control the focus, which dopamine is for. It's just a modulator for like control, and it's just imprecise. It becomes imprecise. I think it just cut off my own working memory voluntarily for tasks focused on learning by a factor of like 17%, if not more. So that there's that. I have to go say.